Hi everyone, it's Mary with SayreSeer. Excuse me. So I wanted to talk to you about my last few readings. You're going to see them today and the Cancer reading, and you might have seen it in the last week. Now, many of you know that I don't do any kind of chemicals, I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in over a year and a half. I just clean all anything I was doing in the past, even here and there, up. One of the reasons was because of my daughter. She doesn't do any of that, and because I've made mistakes in those situations in the past. So I just thought I'm clean it up. I went back to being self-employed and doing readings because it's really important that I can focus. Okay, so I listened to this morning's reading. That's December 1st reading, and the Cancer reading, and I don't sound like I'm sober. So I wanted to talk to you about this because I am sober. I was sober. But I want to talk to you about the massive shift that I'm going through right now. It's like, it's a massive shift. I'm Gemini. This is the eclipse in Gemini. It's huge. It has been huge for me for the last probably 10 years. I've changed many times, and maybe a lot of you out there have gone through that too. Now, I could redo them, but Spirit is telling me not to because it's important you see the difference in how different we can talk, feel, and all this. And I don't know how that's going to apply to you in some way. But the other daily reading, I think that was November 30th, when I had to do it 5 times, I was told to slow down. Because as a Gemini, we go, and we miss things, okay, because of that. So there's a lesson here always in slowing down. So, and there's a lot of stuff going on with Mercury direct, going back and forth. Mercury goes retro and direct all the time. And so that causes us to be very influenced by Mercury, which is our planet, as a sun or moon or, ascending. It's all different kind of things. All different kind of influences is what I'm trying to say. I've been spacey like that. See where I check out in the moment because it's just what's going on right now. And it's kind of frustrating because that's not usually the way I am. But I'm one of the signs that's being affected big time. Plus, if you listen to Psychic Sounds by B, she said 6, 8, and 9, the life paths. I'm a 9, okay? So I'm being affected by a lot of stuff, heavy. And when massive changes happen, then I get new gifts, and I get my brain, sometimes I have headaches for days while things are rearranging in my head. So, so I'm doing this extra reading to try to connect with you so you understand that I haven't gone off the wagon. I was never on the wagon. If I want to have a drink or whatever, I could do it. It's just that I choose not to do it. Is there anytime I want? I can do anything I want. I'm a grown-up, So I'm not putting anybody down or trying to make anybody feel. I just want you to understand that I am sober through this. And this is how sometimes those massive changes look. It's really important that I give you that information. Okay? So it's like 11 o'clock. I've had coffee. I've been up since like 6 o'clock. I had breakfast, and I still feel very slow. And I think that it's really so I'll be more deliberate, and I will pay attention to the details. And that's what we've been asked to do anyway, is not to be in the future or the past, but in the present. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple cards here for you. This is the LE Oracle, and this is about female warriors and women of great compassion and wisdom. Okay, so this is Maputla, Putla. So if you want to look that up, it's up to you. Anyway, she who guides, new path, guide, and renewal. So even as readers, I mean, I see some readers and they're like perfect. Well, I'm here to tell you that, and I respect that. I think that's awesome. But I obviously am not that way. And here, this is who I am. This is who I am. And some people may like it, and some people I know that don't. Many people don't. And it's not really my problem. This is who I am. So I try to be the best person I can be. And do I fall short? Yeah, like most people, I do. So I'm not trying to be defensive. Okay. And I just, sometimes when I talk and I believe in something, it sounds that way, but it's really not. Excuse me. So she who guides adorns herself in the palest of colors. Her name means pale in Tagalog. Even her hair shimmers in the shades of silver, white, and gray. Blue ribbons match her eyes, which gaze back at you. You see that? Okay. On her shoulder perches a small bird, perhaps a long-tailed cousin of the effervescent nuthatch, never heard of that, who is known for leading the way headfirst down a tree. Bells dangle from Marputla's shoulders. Bells call us to so many things. She wears them as a reminder of the beginning notes of the day. She brings renewal as her gift. If you watch and listen, she may show you a new path to take. Maputla is your guide who leads the way. The message of this card is to look for a new path. Stop for a moment to consider a course correction. Listen for the sound of the bell of a song in the song of a bird. See, I have to slow down. The laugh of a child, or even in the call to worship. Promise yourself you will make time for renewal by honoring yourself with space and quiet. You will be able to more easily recognize the guideposts you need to follow. This moment is not for action. Even the nuthatch must pause for a moment to locate the next tree. And here's a couple questions for you. In what ways am I open to guidance? Where am I heading, and how do I change that? What can I do today to give myself space and quiet? And they're also saying that maybe me not being so perfect lately is helping somebody to see that there's still wisdom in imperfection. There's still wisdom in being who you are. And we show up a certain way for a reason. Now, if I had been drinking, I tried to do a reading and it was obvious I was drunk, that's different. That wouldn't be, that wouldn't be okay. But it's also not okay for me to act like I'm somebody else, okay? Or because I'm not, obviously. Okay, so here's the next one. This says, she who flies is Polaris. Dare, do, and reach. Polaris. She who flies locks eyes with you, and you know they are the windows to your soul. What do your eyes tell you when you peer in a mirror? Our lovely wild woman holds you in her gaze, challenging you to ponder what your own animal self might answer. She is the feminine spirit of Icarus, who dared to fly so close to the sun that his wings melted because they were made of wax, I believe. The bird skull represents the thought of going too high. It's like her headdress. I didn't even realize it was a skull to that part, on that. I always forget until I read that again. But I'll remember this time because I talked to you about it. That's what slowing down does, help you remember the details. But the feathers point that the wild souls about the feathers in this headdress point out the wild soul's call to fly. The message of this card is, don't hide from your dreams, seeker. Do give the crazy flights of fancy. do give into the crazy flights of fancy. I am so sorry. I know. I can't. Spread your wings as wide as you dare, but also listen to the advice of those who may have also dreamed, also flown, and survived the fall. Remember, many great things have come about because of those who dreamed but failed. Your fails propel you forward towards your successes. Now launch yourself, dreamer. Spread your wings, wonderful heart. Spread your big, wonderful heart so your soul can take flight. Don't fear the fall. Embrace the light. Okay? So, what is my loftiest dream? Is your question to ponder. What is the worst thing that could happen if I went after my dream? And what is the best thing that could happen if I went after my dream? So, again, there's a lesson here of me slowing down, because I read better when I'm. Now you've seen me read others when I could read fast, no problem. But that's not what the energy is asking, at least me to do. You can ask yourself what it's asking you to do. But the readings are talking about being in the moment, being artistic, transmuting that negative energy from addiction into creation. So probably why the need that I don't even crave anything but a snack to make good cookies. But you know what I mean? And I don't crave the things that I craved as far as addiction or certain relationships anymore, because I'm constantly in a place of creation. I'm able to do that now, and I'm really grateful. But I'm not always going to show up like nothing is going on internally. And so, enough of that. We're going to do one more card. I'll let you get on with your day. So I have Sagittarius already done and Leo, and I was like waiting to put them up because of my weirdness this week. But I might go ahead and put them up anyway. I did them like 5 days ago. So and please let me know if you're having some weirdness and you're showing up strange. Okay. Well, I usually show up strange anyway, but okay. So this is great. It's 48. It's disengaged from the outcomes. Another being in the moment, right? Let go so you can open yourself to the highest love that you deserve. Find ways to release worry or any unresolved lack of forgiveness you might be holding on to. So maybe you could start with not worrying about the way people see you and just be who you are. Maybe you can paint today. Or remember what inspires you. Maybe we can slow down and smell the flowers, play with our dogs, paint with our children. I love you, and thanks for listening. Take care.